please stay up here with us? I'd like to introduce to the stage Colonel Homero Rodriguez and our good friend Carlos. Carlos usually shows up to the museum when we have dignitaries from Colombia here. Let me tell you some cool things here. So, Colonel Homero is from the ACOR organization, the Association of Colombian Retired Military Officers. And a few months back, they brought the gentleman, he's the senator, the highest ranking senator in Colombia, Senator Miguel Uribe Turbay, running for president of Colombia in 2026. So we were greatly honored to have that here. So let me introduce Colonel Homero Rodriguez to you.
Good night, everybody. Airborne, all the way.
All the way.
I am Colonel Homero Rodriguez from the Colombian Army. I am very proud to be a U.S. Army Green Beret since 1972. I served also in the Sinai 1983 to 84, and I attended the FBI National Academy course session 145 in 1986. I want to present this book of the 75th anniversary of the FBI National Academy in Quantico. Here is a lot of history of military and law enforcement of the 50 states and 178 countries worldwide that have received training in the FBI National Academy in Quantico. I think that the best place for this book is our Robert Museum of Military History, the Walls Home of the Veterans.
None of our Colombian friends here. Colonel Homero, something interesting. So last week I was up in Tallahassee for a few days, and a friend of mine's a DEA agent up there, and so we got to tour the facility, and the resident officer spent 6 years in Colombia. And, I always brag on Colonel here, and I love putting him on the phone and sharing him with others. So he's quite an asset here. We love him. He's amazing. So I put them on the phone, and they talked for about 10-15 minutes about mutual friends and things they've done together over there in Colombia. So we do thank you all very much for your being family here. All right, lastly, I'd like to ask Army veterans. Did you take that beret out of the case? So is that the beret? That's your original? From 50 years ago, he came up here and trained with our special forces, then went back to Colombia to train their special forces. And so that beret actually stays in our case throughout for all the guests to enjoy. So and his uniform's in there as well. So we appreciate this. Thank you, Colonel. And we'll definitely add this to the display.
Very nice.
And I'd like to introduce, of course, what you've heard from Daniel here. I would like to ask him to the podium.
Okay, thank you very much. It's an honor for me to be in the museum, to contribute with my talent to the community and with tourists here. Amplifying the message of the Army, the military family. Since I was a kid, I was born basically in the Army because my father, my brothers, my whole family has been in the Army. I was inspired to follow that, like that spirit of brotherhood, of liberty, fighting for what's good, for what's fair. And as you see, I love arts as well, so I come to the museum weekends to paint. This one was painted live here at the museum. It took me 2 sessions to paint. Also, this is the portrait of General Eisenhower. Ike was a big part, really inspiring officer, the general in the Second World War, in charge of the most massive and interesting military operations. It was an honor for me to paint General Eisenhower portrait and to donate it to the Museum of Military History.
That's amazing, Daniel. Thank you. And if any of y'all have been through the museum after the dinner, if you have not been through here, please walk around Daniel he's painted an Abe Lincoln portrait for us. He's done a Joe Kittinger portrait for us. He's done the sailor kissing the nurse. Is that the painting? Yep. He's working on a few others. I think he's working on one of Luz's, her mother, right? Am I correct? Yeah. So thank you very much. We do appreciate that. We'll proudly hang that here and display it at the museum. That's all right.